the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay. We from
bottom. Hey, what's going down, sports fans? It is your boy, Marley Betts. Got the ghost of Christmas past in the building, Mikey Hova. What's going down, Mikey? Glad to have you back on the show, my brother. What's up with you?
Appreciate you. Nothing much. Enjoying the holidays.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How's that beautiful baby girl you just had doing?
Doing good. She crawling and scooting.
Oh, yeah, she about to start giving y'all hell then.
Yeah.
Sir, yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, quick recap before we get in and get out of here. Get back to watching these games last week. Not a bad week for myself. I did 4-1. We hit the I started out good. Hit the Colts money line. Hit the Colts under. Steelers money line. 49ers -9.5, and then I lost the Bears over. Is what I end up losing. Coach went 2-2, 500. Mikey surprisingly went 1-3. He's actually been pretty hot. It's been a while since he's been on the show, but overall record is pretty goddamn good. We're all above 500. LJ RIP's been here. I ain't seen him in a while. He's been doing the NBA show with me though. Coach is 18-15, 3 games over. Not a lot of volume, but he's still over 500. Mikey is at 31-20, 9 games over. He's back off his 11 games over. Excuse me, back off his sabbatical. Got a little break from school life, so we got Mikey back, and I'm 70-60, 10 games over the elusive 500. All right, Mikey, we got to get it started early. We got a game that's about to kick off in about an hour. So let's get on this Thursday night. Jankiness, we all know Thursday night football can be pretty goddamn janky, if I don't say so myself.
It definitely can.
So we got the 49ers who've been playing pretty good goddamn football as of late. They're going on the road to take on the Tennessee Titans, who've been kind of been on the downslide lately. The line is at the 49ers -3.5. Titans are a home dog. The total is at 45.5. Let's see what we can find out about the injury report with COVID striking the league like crazy last week. So let's see what we got left over. For the 49ers side of things, we got a whole host of injuries. They've been banged up all season. IR. I'm not going to read off the IR people because they've been on IR. Barrett, the cornerback, he's been out for the season. Mozart, IR, he's been out for the season. Hurst, the defensive tackle, he is out for tonight. Grinslaw, the linebacker, he is out for tonight. Alshear, the other linebacker, he is probable. Assume he's probably going to pay. And Hufanga, the safety, he is out. And Mitchell, the running back, he is out, all for San Francisco. Titans, they got a lot of injuries themselves. Julio is probable. The cornerback Jenkins is probable. Luan, the tackle, he's out. Lamb, the other tackle, he's out with COVID. And then we got a bunch of IRs that I'm not going to reel off because they've been out for the season. Brown has been upgraded to probable. He's playing tonight. Long Jr., the linebacker, hamstring, he's out. Murchison, the defensive tackle, he is out. Other tackle, Tart, he's probably going to play. So I look at probables. And then the running back, Carter, who Foreman has actually been taking the load of the carries for Titans since Henry went down. He is probable. So with that being said, Mikey, we have a whole host of injuries report. Let's look at the actual factuals really, really quick. San Fran, they're 5-1 ATS in their last 6 games. 5-1 straight up in their last 6 games, but 1-7 ATS in their last 9 against Tennessee, and 8-3 straight up in their last 11 against Tennessee. 6-2 straight up in their last 8 road games. 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games when playing on the road against the Titans. 10-5 ATS in their last 15 games against an opponent from the AFC conference, and the total is going over in 6 of their last 8 games against an opponent from the AFC, but under in 4 of their last 6 games, period, overall. The Titans, they're 1-4 ATS in their last 5 games, 7-3 straight up in their last 10 games, 5-1 straight up in their last 6 games at home, but 1-4 straight up in their last 5 games when playing at home against the 49ers. 2-4 ATS in their last 6 games this season. The total has gone over in 9 of their last 13 games played this month. Also over in 8 of the last 11 games against an opponent from the NFC conference. Over in 5 of their last 5 games against San Francisco, but under in 4 of their last 6 games. Mikey, injuries everywhere. People not playing, COVID. 49ers on the road. Titans a home dog, 3.5. What you got for me?
I'm gonna take the 49ers. I think they peaking at the right time. I think the Titans are going in the actual opposite direction. Um, the Niners are very, very balanced. Um, uh, Garoppolo's been playing pretty good. Despite a lot of those, despite some of the injuries they had at the running back position, they're still able to run the ball. I want to say, I think Elijah Mitchell might be out today.
Mitchell was didn't I read off Mitchell's name? Mitchell is out, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's out. But I think against they played the Falcons. That was their last game. I think Jeffrey Wilson rushed for like over 100 yards. So I could be mistaken. But anyway, so my point is, no matter who they put back there, they're a very balanced football team.
Disappearance El Boxio.
They play good defense.
Good. Got my boy Zay.
Good fellas.
I'm trying to get my boy on the box. This is the boxing expert right here. I'm trying to get him to do a boxing show with me. I can't never catch him.
Yeah, one day I'm gonna tune in, man. We're gonna get a boxing thing going.
That's what's up.
Catch what I need to. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's my bad, Mike. I didn't mean to interrupt you, my boy Zay.
No, it is. They picking at the right time, so straight money line. And that's my new thing right now. When I get little lines like that, I'm not even fucking with the points. I'm just money line. So I think the 49ers are the better team. And ultimately, it's going to show. I wasn't too impressed with what the Titans did last week. I think they turned the ball over like 4 times. Tannehill couldn't do nothing. So I got to roll with the 49ers money line.
All right, you got the 49ers on the money line. All right, I'm going to go the opposite way, Mikey. I'm going to tell you why. So, look, I agree with everything you just said, by the way. I've been on the 49ers for like the last 2 or 3 weeks. They are one of the hotter teams in football right now. Over the last couple of weeks, I think they won 5 of their last 6 games, if I'm not mistaken. Jimmy G been playing pretty good goddamn football since he came back. However, and I agree with you about your Titans take. They've lost, 3 straight, I think. Even if it's not 3 straight, but since the Derrick Henry. So they've lost 3 out of the last 5. And with their only coming over
out of the last 4, I think.
Right. 3 out of the last 5 with wins over New Orleans on the beginning of November. Seems like forever ago. And then they beat Jacksonville, whatever, for beating Jacksonville. But you can't lose to the Texans. And I'll give you the New England loss at New England. New England been playing pretty good. The Pittsburgh loss on the road, I called that last week. I knew that was going to be a tough game for them. I believe in Vrabel, dog. I've been saying that since Vrabel was in Houston. I've been saying this since he left Houston. We should have kept him instead of keeping Bill O'Brien at the time. I'm going to take the Titans plus the 3.5. I don't know if they win the game, but 49ers play close-ass games, dog. That's just what they do. Most of it's probably because they're injured, to be honest with you. We just read off a bunch of injury reports on the injury report. But when they play tough teams, they tend to play close games. They blow out Atlanta, but then we got an overtime victory with Cincinnati by 3 points. Minnesota, they win 34-26. I don't count Jacksonville 30-10. I think the Titans I don't know if they get this win. I actually think I want to sprinkle a little bit on that money line because I know the 49ers, the Titans, they got to hold out they got to try to keep pace with the Chiefs who've been balling. And really, we can say
I think
they got to keep pace with the Colts. And I
think they 1 game up on the Colts now.
Right. And the Colts got Arizona this week, so that'll be a tough game for the Colts to play. So if they want to go a game up and keep that division title, they have to win. Pretty much probably got to win out. I'm not sure the Colts schedule. We'll go over that later. But I like the Titans. We said it earlier. Thursday night games, bro, janky. And what do we always say about Thursday night games? At least for the last 2 years, I know I've been saying this shit. Take the home team on Thursday night. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. So I'm not gonna book that. Titans at home. So I'm gonna take the Titans plus the 3.5. I don't know if I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit yet on their money line just because I don't like how they've been playing. But even that Steeler game, Tannehill got to get the ball goddamn to the weapons. He got receivers. I know the Henry's not there, but they still ran the ball good against the Steelers defense. So they still running the ball good. It's Tannehill.
Shit, they didn't have nobody last week though.
What you
no
mean?
Receivers.
Right. They didn't.
Brown and Jones.
Brown and Jones was out.
Brown gonna be back tonight though.
Throughout the whole year though, he just ain't been playing good. Like last year, he played good football throughout the whole season. I thought. Now, obviously, Derrick Henry not being there, you know what I'm saying? Clearly, it changes the whole defense because you got to stack the box against here. He has to be accounted for. But still, man, I'm just not feeling the way he's been playing this season. Maybe I'm tripping. I'm going off the eye test. I haven't really just looked at his numbers, but I don't think he's playing the best of football. I do agree with you last week, though. He hasn't had – AJ Brown was out. Julio was out earlier in the season. Julio kind of been banged up all season, actually. But so I do understand that. But, man, I just – maybe I'm
he was playing decent enough earlier because you got to realize like they got out to a good start, but the problem is like you said, and so now Henry is gone, so of course he looks like shit. Because
that's my thing. You can't look like shit though. Like I expect your numbers to drop. You know what I'm saying? Because Henry, I mean, let's be honest. Henry's probably a top 5 player, not just a running back. He's in there running for an MVP of the league, so. I know his numbers are going to drop.
When you not like an elite quarterback and you need things around you, which is nothing wrong with that because that's majority of the quarterbacks.
Everybody can't be elite.
You only have a few elite quarterbacks now and ever in history, so it's not a knock on Tannehill. Right. But when you take away a dominant guy like Derrick Henry, so now, just like you said earlier, teams don't have to load the box.
Yeah.
So they got more people out there in coverage, and they really can just depend on the pass rush. So now everything is making Tannehill have to really read, try to squeeze throws in tight windows. I mean, and no matter who you are, whether you third tier, second tier, or an elite quarterback, that's always just gonna be a tough task.
Yeah, I agree. He got to be better though. I agree. I agree with you overall though.
He has to be better.
Got to be better though. Sure. But yeah, all right. So Mikey likes the 49ers. Did you like him on the money line or was that
money line
-3 money line?
So I'm gonna tell y'all right now, like this my new shit. It's like, and it just depends because every situation, every game is different. I be like, if I'm gonna take the favor, I just do the money line. I don't got time to be worried about no points and all that shit. If I do the underdog, if I don't like the underdog to win necessarily, then I might just go ahead and take them points. But I'm not taking that -6 and 7 and 8 and all that shit. If I'm gonna take that team, if I feel like that team's gonna win, then I'm just gonna take them money line. Like I don't deal with them points.
Gotcha.
It worked for me actually. It's been working for me. It worked for me in the Army Missouri game. Army was like -7, and I think they ended up winning by 2 with a field goal. And so that's my new shit I'm on right now.
All right. So let's keep it moving. Right along. Let's jump on these Saturday games, which I love Saturday NFL football games. I don't know why. Something about it, dog, that I dig. You feel me? I dig. All right, first Saturday game we got on the docket. We got the Browns going on the road to take on the Packers. The line is at the Packers -7.5. The total is at 45. 45.5. Let's look at the injury report real quick, because we know the Browns were affected by COVID. They got a bunch of injuries. Baker Mayfield talking shit, saying they got internal issues. Browns got issues, but injury report: Jackson, he's questionable. The defensive tackle, Treader, the center, COVID, he's out. Hopper, the tight end, COVID, he's probable. Myles Garrett, he got hurt, he's questionable. Who they got a lot of injury report? Johnson the third, the safety, he is out. D Ward, the cornerback, he is questionable. And Phillips, the linebacker, has COVID, he is probable. Look at Green Bay. Cobb went on IR. Merciless been out for the season. Turner, the guard, he's out Saturday. St. Brown, the receiver, is questionable. Summers, the linebacker, is questionable. Taylor, the receiver, is out. Daphne, the tight end, is questionable. A couple actual factuals for the Browns: they're 1-4 ATS in their last 5 games. 1-4 ATS in their last 5 games against Green Bay. 1-5 straight up in their last 6 games against Green Bay. 2-5 straight up in their last 7 games on the road. 2-5 ATS in their last 5 games this season. The total has gone under in 4 of their last 5 games when playing an opponent from the National Football Conference, NFC. And it's also gone under in the same under that I just read. Packers, 11-2 ATS their last 13 games. 11-2 straight up in their last 13 games. 6-0 ATS in their last 6 games at home. 8-2 ATS in their last 10 games this season. Total's gone under in 7 of Green Bay's last 10 games played in December, but over in 12 of the last 18 games on week 16, and over in 4 of their last 5 games. Mikey, Cleveland on the road, plus 7.5 in Green Bay. What you got for me?
Well, of course, I think Green Bay is gonna win that game, so I think that's a no-brainer.
Right.
Like I told y'all, I just normally do. Now my new shit is just the money line. So of course, I will say Packers money line. So depending on where you at, if you guys actually need to take the spread, because of the value, then I totally get it. So just to help y'all out, I think that 7.5. I think the Packers will cover that 7.5. I think they're gonna beat the Browns by 2 scores. The Browns are 1-4 in their last 5 games ATS. I think the Packers are like something like 11-2 in their last 13 games ATS. Like you said, the Browns, it's just so many. They're just decimated with injuries and COVID.
Yep.
Green Bay still has a lot to play for them to have home field advantage. I still believe they have the best record in the NFL. They're a very balanced team, and of course they got one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback in the league. So I'm definitely taking the Packers money line, and for you guys who need to do the spread, I'll make an official pick on the spread, which is the Packers minus 7.5.
So do I put down officially the Packers?
You can put them. You can put them both.
How does that work? I don't know how to count that, because like, what if they win and don't cover? How do I count that as your record?
Well, you can just put them. You can put the money line, and then the audience, they can go ahead and they heard my spread prediction for them, so that's cool.
All right. I'm taking the Packers minus 7.5. I'm not fucking around with these Browns team. They're decimated with COVID, decimated with injury. I don't trust Baker Mayfield. I personally think Case Keenum has played the time he's played. He's looked just as good, if not better, probably better than Baker Mayfield. Myles Garrett being hurt, being questionable, that definitely takes a load off that defense, off that pass rush. But we talk about the Packers at home, Green Bay. It's only, we got to remember too, it's only one bye. Only the top seed gets the bye. So
Yeah.
they're still fighting with the Cardinals. You still got the Bucks in the mix, and you still got the Rams, who are only like a game back. So these last couple games, 2-3 games left for the season, they still matter. And so I'm taking the Packers to cover this 7.5. I just don't trust Cleveland at the end of the day. I don't need to read off Aaron Rodgers' numbers and Green Bay and all that shit. Like, we know what it is. These two teams are in two totally different leagues. Packers won 4 out of their last 5. Only losses at Minnesota. And the Browns win, loss. And it's like, I'm not. And with their 2 wins against Detroit and a depleted Baltimore Ravens team, which is a divisional game. So we can give them that. But as far as me, I like the Packers minus the 7.5. I'm not playing with it. So we'll just keep that short and sweet on that one. Next game we got on the docket is we got one of the hottest teams in football, in my opinion. Got the Colts. They're going on the road to take on the Cardinals. That line is at the Cardinals -1. The total for the line is at 49. And let's jump into some of these actual factual. Well, first let's jump into the injury report, see what's going on that end of things. For the Colts, got a whole host of injuries. Golinsky, the guard, COVID. Kelly, the center, personal reasons. And then Odom, the safety, is questionable. Blackman, safety, he's on the IR. Do that. On the Arizona side of things, we got the punter, Lee, COVID. Out for the IR. We got Phillips, the defensive tackle. He's out Saturday. We got the safety, Washington. He's questionable. Connor, the running back, is questionable. Ward, running back, COVID. Well, we know who the running back is over there, so that doesn't matter. And then we got Moore, the receiver, is questionable. But we know Carolina, the Cardinals have a whole host of weapons on offensive, so that's probably not going to be an issue there. Mikey, Colts. Oh, I'm tripping. I didn't get over the actual factuals. Moving too fast, people. Indianapolis, actual factuals. Let's get them. 8-3 ATS in their last 11 games. 5-1 straight up in their last 6 games. 4-2 straight up in their last 6 games against the Cardinals, but 5-0 ATS in their last 5 games on the road. 4-1 straight up in their last 5 games this season. Over has hit in 5 of the last 6 games against an opponent from the National Football League. That's the NFC conference. And it's also hit in 8. Over has hit in 8 of the last 10 games against an opponent from the NFC West division. The Cardinals, they're 8-4 ATS in their last 12 games. 10-4 straight up in their last 14 games. 3-8 ATS in their last 11 games at home. 5-1 straight up in their last 6 games against an opponent from the AFC conference, and 5-0 ATS in their last 5 games against an opponent from the AFC South. Total, it's gone under in 6 of their last 7 games against Indy, and over in 4 of the Arizona's last 6 games. Indianapolis Colts on the road Saturday football against Arizona, -1. Totals at 49. What you got, Mikey?
I got to ride with the Colts. They've been, like you said, one of the hottest teams, if not the hottest team in football. Man, that dude Taylor been a beast since Wisconsin, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wisconsin. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Badger. And he did that last week against a solid defense.
Solid Patriots defense. Yep.
Yeah, and so I was very, very impressed with that. So I don't see Arizona being any different. Carson Wentz is back in the rare form where he was prior to the injury and Philly having a lack of an offensive line. I told people that when everybody tried to write him off and was acting like he was sorry. Like, you don't go from being one of the tops for an MVP in the season to all of a sudden you just can't play no more, you know. And so I think he needed a change of scenery. And so anyway, That's what ended up happening. But the Colts, their ability to run the ball, I think is going to be the key. Wentz is playing good, and the Cardinals are really getting exposed, especially on the offensive end. And then of course they got some injuries. I'm not sure where. I don't know if Ertz is questionable or if he's out. I know Hopkins
He
is out.
wasn't listed.
Huh?
He wasn't listed on the injury report.
Okay. Yeah. So he might be back.
They may are out.
Depend on like what AJ Green and Rondale Moore.
Moore is out.
Okay, so yeah, so they're decimated as well. I don't think that offense is just gonna be able to do enough. Cardinals 2-game losing streak. They were exposed by the Lions, which a lot of people kind of laughed, but I follow the Lions, and yeah, they're not a really good team, but they do play hard. Earlier in the year, they were in a lot of competitive games. And I actually felt like they were going to actually go down there and beat the Cardinals. And they ended up doing that. So the Cardinals got a lot of problems. They're headed in the opposite direction. Ultimately, they're at home. So this is a game that they really need to win.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta ride with the hot hand. I gotta ride with the Colts, with Wentz and Jonathan Taylor for them to get the job done. I think that defense is definitely good enough to limit the Cardinals. The Cardinals been having problems trying to run the ball, and Murray's kind of been struggling. So I got to ride with the Colts. I'm gonna take the Colts money line.
I got you. I like the Colts, man. I've been making money off the Colts the last couple of weeks. They won 4 out of their last 5 games, and I took them out of the game they lost. I took them against the Bucks too. They should have had that game. But I taken them against the Jags, the Bills, obviously the Texans, and I took them last week against New England. But I'm gonna have to go with the Cardinals here, and I agree with everything you said. Colts is one of the hottest teams in football right now, and Arizona's lost 2 straight after that hot start. People are starting to think, are they exposed? But they've been decimated by injury, and I think they're starting to get healthy now. Hop is back. You still lose more, but I'm not too worried about more. Ertz is back. They got enough weapons offensively. I'm not worried. They can't afford. You said it earlier too. They can't afford to lose another game. Colts have already overtaken them for first place. I think they're tied with the Rams for first place in their division, so that's not even locked up right now. And they need that bye week probably in order to get healthy. They might be one of the more teams plagued by injuries. I expect Kyler Murray. He's been back now 3 weeks. He should be healthy. He had a stinker last week. I get it. This is a bounce back game for the Cardinals. I don't think that they've been exposed. I think they went into Detroit thinking because they had just come off a loss to the Rams for the division game. I think they went into Detroit. One, they were banged up, but I think they went in thinking like it's the Lions. We can just show up. And we talk about this all the time when I talk about the NFL being one of the hardest leagues to cap. It's like, man, even the sorry teams are good. You can't just show up. Like, you got to play. And you hit the nail on the head earlier. Lions record might not show it, but they've been in a lot of games that could have went either way. But I like the Cardinals here at home on the money line. I like the over. I like over 49 as an official play as well. I think the Cardinals will get it going. Both offensive have been putting up 20-plus points a game. Defense is giving up about 20. So I like this to be a highly competitive game. Cardinals average 28, 27. Colts average 28. I think we can get over 49. It'll be tight, though. It'll be tight. I don't think it's going to be a super high-scoring game. But I think we can get over that 49. So I like the Cardinals on the money line. I also like the over 49 as my official plays for this game. Let's keep it moving, sir. All right, I'm going to skip that game. I don't want to do that game no more. Excuse me. Speaking of divisional opponents of the Cardinals, we got the Rams. They're going on the road to take on the Minnesota Vikings. That line opened up at the line currently is the Vikings are home dogs plus 3.5. The total is at 49. Let's look at the injury report real quick. Like for the Rams, they was decimated by COVID last week. But we got Munt, he's been out. Excuse me. We got Atwell, the receiver, he's been out for the season. Rochelle, the cornerback, is questionable with COVID, and that's all I see on the list right now. Everybody else has been on IR or been hurt for the rest of the season. Cousins, Minnesota, he's probable with a rib injury. Thielen is questionable. Smith, the cornerback, he has COVID. He's questionable. Dalvin Cook, he's out with COVID. Westbrook, the receiver, he's out with COVID. And that's what we got right now. Actual factuals for the Rams. They're 10-4 straight up in their last 14 games, but 0-5-1 ATS in their last 6 games against the Vikings, and 1-5 straight up in their last 6 games against the Vikings. They're 5-2 straight up in their last 7 games on the road, but 1-6 straight up in their last 7 games on the road against the Vikings. The total has gone under in 5 of their last 6 games played this month, under in 6 of the last 9 games played against an NFC North division opponent, and under in 4 of their last 6 games overall. The Vikings, they're 5-2 ATS in their last 7 games, 4-2 straight up in their last 6 games, 3-7 ATS in their last 10 games at home, 6-1 straight up in their last 7 games at home against the Rams. The total's gone over in 13 of their last 19 games against an opponent from the NFC, over in 5 of their last 7 games this season, over in 9 of the last 13 games against the Rams, and over in 4 of their last 5 games. Mikey, Hova, Rams at Vikings plus 3.5, totals at 49. What you got?
Well, this is definitely one of the better matchups on the docket. Really, both teams got a lot to play for. I think the Rams want to make sure that they are still in the race for first in the NFC West. The Vikings want to definitely make sure that they keep their playoff hopes alive.
Mm-hmm.
So this one is kind of a toss-up. You know, it really can go either way. For me, I'm going to take this under. I think 49 points is too much. I think that's too much.
Monk, my boy, what's going down?
I think both teams. Well, the Vikings are gonna definitely try to establish the run. The Rams been kind of having. Well, Michelle Rush. I think a few games ago he actually had a good game, rushed for 125. But now it's running, so it's pretty much running back by committee because I think. Well, no, Akers is not going to be back, but
he's back this week. I saw.
Is he activated or is he?
Yeah, he's activated if I'm not mistaken. I
saw.
They
said they had 21. Some like he was healthy and back in practice.
He's not playing this week. He's not playing this week though.
He's not playing. Yeah, so it's going to be Michelle and Henderson, and the Rams are definitely going to have to try to establish the run game. I mean, Stafford's been having an excellent year, but I mean, y'all niggas know, like in the NFL, you can't run the ball. You're gonna win very few football games. I see this being a good defensive battle. Don't get me wrong, it's gonna be some explosive plays. Man, what about Cook? Like,
man,
that dude
been balling all season.
Yeah,
killing boys on fantasy.
Yeah. So, but ultimately, I think that the line of 49 for the over under, I think that's just too high. So my official play for this is gonna be the under.
Got you, Mikey, on the under. I like the Rams here. I'm gonna take them on the money line though, because they have problems for whatever strange ass reason. They can't go up in Minnesota and win. But too much importance on this game for the Rams. I mean, obviously for the Vikings as well. They're playing for a wild card spot, but the Rams, after beating the Cardinals have a chance to take over first place in their division, and get that good old whole game. And if not, if they don't win their division, they'll find themselves being a 10-win team on the road in the playoffs. And they're 5-2 on the road, so they've been playing pretty good football on the road. They've won 3 straight games, 2 over division opponents. I think they're peaking at the right time. The Vikings also have won 2 games in a row, but Pittsburgh, and we saw what happens with Chicago. And at the end of the day, I'm not a Kirk Cousins fan, man. I just feel like he is an accident waiting to happen, especially in big games. He just doesn't. His numbers look excellent. That's the crazy thing. Like, if you just look based off his numbers, he looks like probably a top 10 quarterback. But it's like it's like at the end, he just doesn't do it for me in big moments, in big plays. I feel like he just lets them down. And with that being said, I like the Rams here. I'm gonna take them on the money line. Like I said earlier, they got issues going into Minnesota for whatever strange reason. I didn't go back and look at the games and figure out exactly why they can't go into Minnesota. Some of those games could have not mattered, or I don't know if McVay was definitely there, so I'm not sure what's going on. But they're 0-5 in their last 6 games. They're ATS, and 1-5 straight up in their last 6 games in Minnesota. So that's a little bit of cause for concern. But for the most part, I'm taking a better team with the better quarterback. I just don't trust Cousins. At the end of the day, I can't do it. I can't he'll fucking give you a heart attack watching the game. That's one nigga, like, he will stress you the fuck out watching this dude play, bro. Like, and then no Dalvin Cook, even though Madison, I think that's his name. Is it Madison? The dude from Wisconsin.
Alexander Madison.
Yeah, Madison. He been running the ball pretty well.
Yeah, he's a solid backup. He
should
be a starter somewhere.
Yeah, it probably should be. That's a nice combination though with him and Cook going too. But Rams, Aaron Donald, they peaking at the right time. They're still fighting. Not only are they fighting for control of the division, if the Packers slip up, they can end up in first place. So both got something on the line to play for. But I just like the Rams, the better team. So I'm gonna take the Rams on the money line. All right, my good brother. Last game on the docket before we got out of here. I skipped that Ravens and Bengals game because of Lamar and all that shit. So I just kind of left that off. This the game of the week to me. I'll say that one of the bigger games of the week to me. Revenge game for the Bills. They're going on the road to take on the Patriots at -2.5. The total is at 43.5. Let's go look at the injury report for both teams real quick. For the Bills, who surprisingly is not having the season that we thought they were, or that a lot of people thought they were anyway. Emmanuel Sanders is questionable, the receiver. Jones, the running back, he's questionable. And that's all we got right there for the Bills. On the New England side of things, Nelson Aguilar, he was injured last game. He's questionable. N'Keal Harry, the receiver, he was injured last game. He's questionable. Kajusti, the tackle, he's questionable. Harris, the running back, he's questionable. I hate Belichick, dog. Fucking Belichick, dog. Questionable.
Oh yeah, you talking about how he manipulates the injury
report? He fucking doing that shit on the injury report, dog.
Yeah, he does.
Bitch ass dude, bro. Fucking pisses me off. Actual factuals for the Bills: 13-7 straight up in the last 20 games. 3-7 ATS in the last 10 games against New England. 4-16 in the last 20 games against New England straight up. Total is gone over in 11 of their last 16 games on the road. It's also gone over in 4 of their last 6 games. And they are 4-1-1 ATS in the last 6 games against an opponent from the AFC East division. The Patriots, They're 7-1 ATS in their last 8 games. 7-1 straight up in their last 8 games. 17-3 straight up in their last 20 games at home against Buffalo. So we know a lot of this shit against Buffalo is like the Tom Brady years. So I'm not going to finish reading off all those fantastic ass stats against Buffalo. So, Mikey, Buffalo Bills on the road against the Pats at home. Revenge game for the Bills. We all remember that game where they only threw the ball 3 times and beat the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo in a windy ass game.
Well, that was earlier this year, though, right?
No, that was like 2-3 weeks ago. Hold on, I can give you the exact date. Give me 2 seconds. Go ahead though. I'll give you.
No, I'm tripping. That was
like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I was thinking about the wrong game. I was thinking about when Buffalo lost to Pittsburgh earlier.
Oh yeah, that was like week 1.
That was okay, my bad. So this is 2 questions. First question is, can the Pats win twice?
That is the question.
Because like normally it's kind of hard to do that.
Hard to
like no matter who you are. Just I'm saying
divisional opponent. Yeah, it's hard to beat a division. It's hard to sweep a divisional opponent. I agree.
It's very hard.
The advantage is they already got the one on the road.
Right. And so now they're at home. And the Bills haven't been playing the best football.
They sure have not.
And the Patriots have been. And so, man.
Patriots coming off a loss.
Yeah, but that's I don't the Colts the Colts are hot. And then we talking about Belichick. So it's just I don't feel like
I didn't write down, not to cut you off, Belichick's record after a loss. And the reason I didn't, because how much of that was with Brady, but his record after a loss.
His record after a loss, it don't really matter who had quarterback.
It's amazing, especially after a loss and then coming back home in New England in the cold. So something to keep.
So I think it's going to be a grinded out game. I'm gonna have to give the edge. I'm gonna have to give the edge to the Patriots at home, man. I don't like to do that, those type of things, because
Monk say take them Pats, Mikey.
Yes, yeah, facts for real. Like I think the Patriots can. I think they'll go ahead and take care of business at home, because you got to realize, the last game that they lost, they have to come back and they're gonna make some adjustments. Of course, who does that better than Belichick? So. So I got to ride with the Pats right here. Buffalo is dipping, and the Pats are kind of like going up. You know, they had a little small dip, kind of like when you read the stock market chart, but then they can go right back up. So I got to ride with Belichick and the Pats, man. Solid defense. I think they're going to be able to establish the run game. They're going to put some pressure on Allen. So, and they're at home. So,
yep.
But I'm going to take the money line. I'm taking Pat's money line.
Is Bill going to throw the ball more than 3 times this week?
Yeah.
He gets them boys. He can't get away with that again, right? No way.
No
way he can go.
And you know what? That's very disrespectful. Because
is it not disrespectful? It got to be the most disrespectful shit I've seen in a long time.
Or not? I ain't gonna say that's disrespectful for him. I'm saying you should feel disrespected if all somebody has to do is pass the ball 3 times.
Oh, you should feel disrespected, and
they beat you. That's
at home.
Yeah,
you feel definitely disrespect. I'm not even talking about the fact that he just ran, because they didn't really run it down their throats. I mean, the defense only gave up like 10 or 14 points. Like the offense, we got to produce, dog. Like we did our job, 14 points. I don't know how much more you can ask for.
So I'm looking at it. I'm just looking at it from a consistency aspect.
The problem with the Bills is, and this is their problem overall, not just that game, they don't run the fucking ball, and they can't run the ball. They didn't address the position. They didn't address it in the offseason. And I don't understand why, because they couldn't run the ball last year. And that's the problem. Like you were saying, if you just drop back and throwing the ball every fucking play all the time, you're not going to be that much successful in the league. I know Allen did it last year, but it's just so much. You can't expect that quarterback.
Yeah, he did it last year.
Like, you can't expect him to keep that shit up all the time, especially you're in Buffalo. It's fucking windy and cold. Like, run the ball, bro. And you got a good defense. For them to not address the running back position, not even in the draft, or go get a free agent or somebody, it was very.
I mean, they tried to. I think they drafted Zach Moss, so they got him and Devin Singletary, but that's just not panning out. I'm not sure.
He was there last year, wasn't he?
Was he there last year?
They didn't draft no running back this past year.
Well, probably not this past year. I know they tried to address it within the last 2 to 3 years.
Maybe the year before that. It wasn't last year.
They added Breida, but he's hurt.
Right.
Is he still hurt?
Now Breida's playing.
He's playing.
Breida. I think San Francisco wore Breida out, because if you look at the running backs in San Francisco, they always get banged up because it's so physical, and Shanahan is running that ball. So.
And I also think he was able to thrive more in that system.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, all the running backs thrive in that system. Even Mitchell, we don't know who we know. Never heard of Mitchell.
Yeah,
but the thing is, it's such a physical running. They're not always running outside. They running that zone.
Yeah,
zone shit, one cut and hit that whole downhill. It's just, and then 49ers a physical team, so he preaching physicality. So I just think he wears down running backs in San Francisco. That's why they never last and they end up leaving, because it's just a lot of workload to carry over there.
And that's why he keep 3 or 4 of the motherfuckers.
Yeah, no knock on Shanahan. I think he's one of the better coaches in the league, honestly. So kudos to him. Got to be able to run the ball, and like that goes back to what I was saying. Like, if you can't run the ball, it's being one dimensional in the pass game is hard as it is. That's hard to do, man. If you gonna be one dimensional in something, it should be running. That'll keep, at least it keeps you in the games.
And that, like, really, if you think about it, I remember one time I kind of got into a little debate with a guy on Facebook. And he tried to kind of use the little, I ain't gonna say old adage, but it's like a little adage they use, or a little phrase where they always try to say it's a pass happy league now, right?
Yeah. Which is true, it is, but you got to.
It is, but at the same time, you got to be able to run the ball.
You got to be able to run the ball.
The last team? Name me the teams that were able to actually just win the Super Bowl throughout the entire NFL history with only just passing the ball.
I mean, it's not very many. Because at the end of the day, you got to have a super elite ass quarterback, and like we just said, it's only about 5 elite quarterbacks out of 32 teams.
And you still got to be able to run the. I mean, maybe we can kind of say the Chiefs, but they still had to try to find a way to run the ball.
Yeah, I mean, but you got Patrick Mahomes. You got probably one of the best. I mean, projected to be one of the best QBs ever. Mm-hmm. Right now, his first 4 or 5 seasons, he's definitely one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league right now. Everybody doesn't have that, so that's what I'm saying. If you don't have a top flight ass, if you don't got Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Mahomes, I'm sure I'm leaving out 2 or 3 other quarterbacks, but if you don't have them,
look at the Dolphins with Dan Marino,
right? Like, if you don't have a quarterback,
they run the ball.
You gotta have a quarterback, man.
John Elway, he didn't win the Super Bowl until they had Terrell Davis and they was able to run the ball.
Gotta have a running game, man. Gotta be able to take pressure off you. It just does so much, man. It gives the defense a chance to rest, takes pressure off the defense. It opens up so much for the quarterback. You like if you got a good running game, you look at Tannehill, you don't have to be elite because the windows are going to be that much more open, but you gotta be able to run the ball. It's just you got to be able to run the ball. You got to be able to play defense. Those are 2 things you got to be able to do. And
that's the type of team I like. Really, in all levels of football, is a team that can run the ball and play solid defense, because you're always going to be in the game.
Right, facts. And that's my thing. Like being a coach, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, it's just I ain't no big time ass coach or nothing, but I coach the defensive side of the ball. And with that being said, the one thing I make sure I do every game is you are not about to run on me. Like that's like my number one thing off rip. Like first thing we finna do is shut down the run. Like, you're not finna run the ball. And if you do that, you are most of 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, you just gonna have to just. And if you beat me that way, hey, that's just.
If you beat me throwing the ball all the time, then hey, you got young Peyton Manning over there, and then I'm gonna go take that chances. But like you gotta be able to run the ball. And as an offense, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to run the ball first. Like we gotta be able to establish the run. Everything goes off the run. But so anyway, before we get too close to this hour mark, I'm on the Pats. I'm right there with you if I didn't say that already. I like the Pats on the money line at the crib, and this is for the reasons I just said. Like Buffalo is too one-dimensional. They rely too much on Josh Allen and Bill Belichick coming off a loss at home, at the crib. Mac Jones has been playing pretty good football. I like the Pats on the money line to keep it going. The Pats have quietly snuck to the top of the AFC that quick. And boys not even really talking about them a lot, dog. Just like that. Boys not even, and they really did it low key. Ain't nobody even saying nothing about them. So I like the Pats here, Mikey. That's all the games we got on the docket today. Let's do a quick recap. Mikey, Hova likes the 49ers on the money line tonight. That game's about to get started here in about 15-20 minutes. He also likes the Packers on the money line, Colts on the money line, Vikings and Rams under 49, and the Pats on the money line. So if y'all just joining the show or you catch this later, Mikey said his new thing is he's only fucking with money lines on teams that when he takes the favorite because he ain't got time to be fucking around with no point spread. So that's why you see all those money lines. Your boy, I like the Titans tonight plus the 3.5. The Packers minus the 7.5. I'm gonna take the Cardinals at home on the money line. I'm also gonna take that over 49 points. Rams on the money line. We're gonna wrap it up with the Patriots at home on the money line, sweeping the Bills, locking up that division, and getting that home playoff game already locked in. So, Mikey, you got anything for open mic before we get up out of this beach?
I mean, shit, we can just really discuss. We can bring up the boxing shit.
Yeah. What you want to talk about? What about it? Who about it? And what about what fight? Who about who?
As I predicted, Kambosos defeated Lopez. So Lopez is worried about the wrong thing, doing all this shit, changing venues, changing dates, and dodging motherfuckers and shit. And I think it's a good heavyweight card that's supposed to be coming up. I saw you, your boy Keith Thurman. Now he back. He's supposed to be fighting Barrios.
Yeah, I seen that Thurman. I hope Barrios knocked that nigga out.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I kind of think Barrios might get him too, bro.
I hope Barrios get that nigga, dog. He be running his mouth, and I'm like, bro,
talking about I'm back and this and that. Like, dog.
He act like we didn't see that last fight. That's what I'm saying. He acting like he coming off a victory. Like, no, bro, we just saw you got beat up. You can't just be. I ain't saying he done, but bro, just humble yourself a little bit, dog. Barrios ain't no pushover though. He was getting with Tank before Tank KO'd his ass. So yeah. So I like Barrios.
Hopefully Thurman trains hard for this fight. So.
Thurman trying to get to Spence and Crawford. But the thing is, he acting like he don't understand why. Like why they not trying to fight him. Like he think he that man. Like, bro, you not that guy. You just got beat the fuck up, bro. You don't got no belts.
Man, both of those guys were trying to fight him, and so.
And then when they would try to fight you, you would try to fight them. That's what I don't like.
The nigga first came out like when he was talking about like he was on some "don't duck me, son" shit. Like, and he was like, I think everybody. That's the problem. People not fighting people. People sitting on the belts. This nigga get a belt and he does the exact same thing. He sit on the belt.
What you think about? They say Cambosa go fight Lomo now. When originally when he first
I thought he said he was gonna fight Haney.
He did. He said he was gonna fight Haney. As soon as he won the belt.
You know that line is up. That line is still up on the books.
For what? Haney and Cambosa?
February 2022. I don't know.
Well,
the date, but it's up. I saw it earlier.
I heard he was fighting Lomo now because
he might be. Nothing is official, but I mean, the line is up. So
when he first won the belt, like right before the Haney fight, he was saying he was gonna fight Haney. You know what I'm saying? If everything lined up, I'll fight Haney. Blah blah blah. Then the Lomo fight, Lomo won his fight. Then next thing I start seeing, I ain't like you said, nothing is official. It's just stuff I was seeing on like when I was scrolling through Hockey and Blue Blood Sports. Who else I fuck with on the boxing? Hockey, Blue Blood Sports, and Fanning. Fanning be tripping sometimes. He just be reporting every fucking thing. Anyway though, but yeah, so I heard he was trying to go at Lomo now. Like, don't nobody want to fight Haney, dog. I want to see Haney or Tank. I don't want to see no fucking. Even though I would watch him in Lomo though. Honestly, I would watch it.
Then they say Wilder's contemplating retirement, and Fury's telling him like he gonna be champ again.
Yeah, why would you retire, bro? You lost to the best nigga. You can still go fight Joshua, make some bread. You could go fight Ruiz and make some bread.
A lot of these other dudes he'll probably beat.
I think him and Joshua will still be a good fight. He'll still make some bread. Yeah. Hey, bro, you just lost to Tyson Fury. He one of the best. You lost to the number one nigga. There's no shame in that. You know what I'm saying? You're not even really a boxer, bro. I keep telling everybody that. Like, you're not really a boxer. You're just like a nigga that can hit hard. You know what I'm saying?
But it's really not supposed to be no shame in that. But you know, niggas, we got egos and shit, and so it's like especially when you're deemed invincible for so long. It's like we knew he wasn't really fighting nobody, but then like he stepped up, he fought Ortiz, he beats Ortiz. It's like, okay, wow, okay, he might be on something, and then he gets dominated
by a boxer because he's not a boxer.
By the best, yeah. So it's
nothing to be ashamed about.
But I think he should take some time off, though.
I mean, I can see that. I don't think he should retire though, bro.
Then
go get that bread, bro. You ain't got that much time left to get that bread. What you got, another 5-6 year window or something?
He probably don't even have it. Not the heavyweight division. That nigga probably got about maybe 2 or 3.
That's what I'm saying. Go fight Joshua, get that bag, and then fight Ruiz.
He got Joshua. You got Usyk.
I don't think he want none of Usyk.
Let that go. I don't think he want none of Usyk.
Yeah, let that go. Let that Usyk go. Go fight Joshua, get a big bag, and then go fight Ruiz, and then retire after Ruiz win. Get probably a little smaller bag, and then you can set off to the sunset. Off 2 wins. Well, if you beat Joshua, I don't know if you can beat Joshua.
I mean, he did. Look, he overachieved because he came in the sport very late.
Bro, he came late. And he came with box, bro.
The only reason he got into boxing was for his daughter.
Yeah,
I think she had some type of illness or something. He fulfilled that. She's doing great.
You got millions, bro. You turned.
He really overachieved. I think he won a medal.
Super. He was the bronze bomber. He won a bronze medal.
Yeah, so
that's what I'm saying, bro. You super overachieved.
No shame. No shame.
No shame, bro. No shame, bro. You might be one of the best knockout artists in boxing history.
And here's the thing. He gave us good fights with Fury.
Yeah.
So you lost to the number one nigga, but you could have actually
might have lost to the top 10 heavyweight in boxing history thus far, bro.
And he could have won at one of those fights, just depending on how things went with his skills.
He himself might be
that's amazing. I think that's amazing.
He himself might be a top 15 heavyweight of all time. And for a guy that can't box, it was just knocking niggas out. He had a hell of a run. No shame.
Thanks.
No shame at all.
That's all I got, man.
Yeah, me too, man. Miami finna keep me in the, I mean, not Miami, but look like Wyoming keeping me in the game, stopping me from making another deposit. Hopefully these Titans do the same. That way I don't gotta make no deposits tomorrow.
I'm on this San Fran right now. If I lose this,
You on the money line now, we both can win. I'm thinking you might get a close game. You might get you a 21. You took the money line, right?
hell yeah.
Yeah, so we can get like a 21, 24.
Yeah, that's cool.
Both be happy on the night.
I
27.
just want them niggas to win.
I just want
I'm gonna be right back to square one.
I just want them to cover. Well, Wyoming go keep me in the game if they don't. It looked like right now it's still a long 11 minutes in the second half. They up 8, so we'll see how that.
Y'all niggas gotta check my shirt out.
Free. Oh, I can't see the last word. Free pussy riot. What riot? Riot what?
Yeah, free pussy riot.
Oh wow.
This little rock band in Russia that was kind of protesting and speaking out, and that nigga Putin locked them niggas up. Yeah,
that nigga Putin, dog.
That nigga. Okay, look, I know it's time to go, but look, this nigga. So you know the nigga he trying to set up troops at the border.
Ukraine,
right?
So trying to, he got tanks and
yeah, you're right. So he got them. So he trying to reverse it. So America like, all right, it's gonna be dire consequences.
No,
so this nigga like, well, Ukraine is threatening us and shit. Like they ain't threatening that nigga at all. That nigga,
no threats to that nigga, bro.
That nigga they finna invade Ukraine.
That boy told the UN if y'all don't like back off.
That nigga said I'm invading Ukraine because of
they a threat.
Because of the threat from Ukraine and NATO and the missiles. Nigga, the missiles been there for decades, nigga.
Bro, I think he just doing that shit to negotiate, bro. Like, we do that shit and then they come negotiate. Like, bro, okay, I'll back up if y'all do X, Y, Z. That's what he be doing, bro. Because he know, like, he not finna go to war with Ukraine, bro. Because everybody gonna be like, what the fuck you doing, bro? You just can't start
that nigga
war.
Did that shit with Crimea, dog. I think that nigga will and be like,
you think he'll spit some shit off?
It ain't gonna be like a total. It might not be like a fucking ground invasion, but that nigga's gonna do something and force Biden to.
Yeah, that's what he be doing, bro. Just forcing niggas to come negotiate, bro. That's exactly what he doing, bro. He probably gonna do like a little flyby, like he gonna have planes flying over there, flying over their airspace and shit. Watch. Then they gonna come negotiate. Bro, what you doing? That's how. That's why I be hating politics and shit. It's so stupid, dog. And they play the media. It be just stupid shit, dog. And I be like this whole Trump shit. Like, fuck the whole what he did shit. Like, that nigga never should have been president, bro. Like, how the fuck does this nigga be president of the United States?
Well, that's a whole nother show.
Fucking America. This gotta be the dumbest president we had. I'm not even talking about the racist shit. I'm not talking about the shit he said. I'm not talking about policy. Because to be honest with you, we don't even vote on. That's what pisses me off. Most niggas don't even vote on policy, bro. They just vote on Democrat. I'm a Democrat or I'm a Republican. Because
that shit ain't no different than how most niggas be choosing the females they gonna end up with.
Yeah, off looks. That bitch
niggas don't worry about if she's smart, if she got it.
Like, if you're a Republican, dog, like, what the fuck are you doing? If you're not rich, I feel like if you're not rich, like, you should not be a Republican, bro. Like, name me one policy that like they support. That's what I don't be understanding. Like, name me one support. I'm not no Democrat neither, by the way. Let me throw that out there. I don't fuck with them niggas neither. Name me one policy that's for the people that these niggas support. Like healthcare, they don't support that. Wages for the regular people, they don't support that. Like social programs, i.e., free daycare, free, for poor people, WIC, little shit like that. Like, they want to take that shit away. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't fuck.
Because they pander, they pander to
corporations and the rich.
And the rich, and they also pander to a lot of racist whites.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. That's what I'm saying. If you're not racist or rich, I don't understand why you're a Republican. What the fuck? What you?
But I will say this before we get off here: they actually are better at messaging.
Oh, their messaging is amazing.
Democrats' messaging sucks.
The thing I do respect about them is their messaging is amazing, and they don't give a fuck. Like the Republicans give.
They gonna cheat. They gonna do whatever.
They don't give a fuck. We got office. The Democrats get in office. They be like,
wrong book. Oh, we got.
No, the Democrats get in office.
Do this.
Look, the Democrats dumbasses get in office, and they be like bipartisan. Like we got to reach across the aisle, and we got to work with the Republicans and unite. Yeah. The Republicans get in office, and they be like, fuck them Democrats, nigga.
They be like, we got the numbers. Oh, we finna run that shit.
What, nigga? Tax cuts for the rich. Pass.
You can't tell me that you can't tell me that nigga Trump was sitting up there reading everything. They put the shit in front of his desk and he just signed off on that.
No, that's Mitch McConnell, dog. In the Trump wasn't reading shit. They tell you Trump wasn't even reading the briefings from the military, nigga.
They said they had to put together like slideshows.
Yeah, because he didn't want to read that shit. I'm not reading this shit. Nigga, what's going on Twitter? Nigga?
First, they tried to limit it to just one page. Then they was like, well, okay, half a page. And then finally they was like, all right, we just gonna show this nigga clip.
They had note cards and shit for this nigga. Come on, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. This nigga had nuclear codes and shit. Like,
yeah, we
just got dumbass people in the office. I don't understand. Like stupid ass people, Congress, all that shit. It's like some of these niggas shouldn't even. We wouldn't trust these niggas to watch our kids. That's what I'm saying. Like, we wouldn't trust these niggas to. We don't even want our kids to be like these people, but they're elected in office and making decisions for the country. Like, I don't know. That's enough about politics, though. Let's get off this shit.
That's all I got. So I'm finna watch this.
Yeah, I'm finna watch the rest of my bread. Hopefully, I ain't got to make no deposits tonight. As always, people, man, we hit that hour mark, so we gonna go and get the fuck up out of here. This is Brothers in Bits. I am Marley Bits. That is Mikey Hova. Y'all know what it is, man. Just like every other day and tomorrow, y'all know what the goal is. Let's beat Vegas. And we out this motherfucker.
Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no